Sunday, July 27th, 2025. How's it going, guys? Well, I got another video for you. What are we going to talk about? Kansas City, Independence, Missouri. We're going to talk about crime. We're going to talk about drugs. We're going to talk about the homeless. And we're going to talk about Blueview and Sinclair Station. Now, our president just signed an executive order about all these homeless. And they're supposed to get to doing something about some of this stuff here because it's pretty bad here in Kansas City and in Independence. I'm going to show that. And tonight had a massive amount of vehicles again going up and down the street. It's about 2:00. Let's just take a look here. Let's see what time it is right here in my house. Let's see. It's 2:15 a.m. And there's been cars going up and down, up and down. And as you see that light just top of the hill come on again, man, it's like it's a paradise up top of the hill and up there at Blueview and stuff. But I'm going to show that because after a couple hours of this going up and down, I mean, there was probably 100 trips. Now, what do they need 100 trips for unless they're moving drugs? Come on. I mean, like I say, we're going to take a look at this, and it's not good. And Kansas City and Independence, I called Independence this last week because supposedly Sinclair's in Independence's area, and talked to them in the zoning commission about that, the homeless up there, and about the sanitary conditions and stuff like that. Notice there's still a couch and some chairs sitting up there too. And tonight there was a massive amount of them up there again. And, well, let's just take a look at this real quick. Okay, guys, so pulling down my driveway, and I'm going up top the hill here. And off to the left, you won't be able to see this in this first still, but there's a white car at Blueview sitting over there. Now, we have white SUVs and white cars go up and down all night long, and some of these are the same ones, because I've actually been out in front of my yard, and I've looked to see. You can't really see this right here, but it looks like this is all dead here, doesn't it? Oh, no. Because there's a big amount of cars back behind this building over here on this side street. And where you see my little cursor right there, this white vehicle is racing to get in front of me. And why would it be racing to get in front of me? Now, it's about 1:30 a.m. in the morning. They've been booming all, like I said, probably up and down 100 times. And Kansas City, Missouri, and Independence can't seem to get a handle on this. Of course, this is a sanctuary city, and on that other side, I guess. But, you got to abide by the laws here, too. So you see this vehicle. Okay. So I'm coming up here. And it's going to turn in up there right where the gaming is. But it's not going to pull in all the way. And here comes another white vehicle, which is... There's a lot of white vehicles out there. But you got to remember, this is 1:30 a.m. Saturday morning. And we're going to show where all this is going here. So, and there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, do you really think that these businesses up here at 1:30 a.m. Over off of 23rd Street and 291, there's another gaming place, but it's a real gaming place. But they're not open like that. And look where this is going to turn. Well, isn't that something? Well, man, I don't know. And then we got some of them hanging out. Now I'm going to show this. I want to show these vehicles here. Let's see if I can darken this down so we can actually see if we can get this down a little bit more. Okay. So we got people hanging out. Okay. Well, it looks fairly legit this time, doesn't it? We're going to go on down. And we still got a lot of people moving it back and forth here. And then we also got another group of homeless that have mental problems and doing drugs on the other side of by Amico on up kind of by another building up there. So we're going to show that real quick. So let's just go on from here. Let me slow this down just a hair too, guys. It'll probably help speed. Let me slow this down just a hair. So we have, what, about 6 cars out there, 7 cars. And what I found interesting tonight, there was a whole bunch of more homeless, of course, again, up here by Sinclair. But I made a couple passes around, turned around a couple times. And then there was it looked like a black lady with a cowboy hat is on a cell phone out here. But this even gets more funky, like I say. You know, after about 100 passes up and down 47th Street here, between, like I say, about midnight and 2 a.m., it just weird stuff. I'm going to lighten this up a little bit too so we can, because we already got homeless walking down there. Let's see. But like I say, they're not the ones driving. Not all of them are, you know, they don't have cars, but they have bicycles and they get around. You know, you can use people to move things. So what's this? Let me go on and advance this a little bit. So you got one up here going down the sidewalk, but then there's a whole bunch up here. It's Sinclair. This is 1:30 a.m. There's a lot of drugs that move up here. And they get up here by this wall. That's usually where they're at. Now, I don't know. Let's see if I can go back just to here so you guys can see this. There was some... Let's see. Okay, wait a minute. I want you guys to see this other homeless person right there. And watch it. You can see the person walking there. And then there was 2 other ones right here. Right here, hanging out in front. And then we also got another one here with a shopping cart. Plus we got a vehicle that was sitting down on this ramp. Now this wasn't originally coming up. Sitting here watching. Which is even more weird. So we're going to go down. We're going to turn around. Hold on. Alright, so when I go back, there's 2 of them that are now here. Up here. Over on this side. But I want you to take a look at this. Here's another one of those white vehicles. And it's sitting up against the wall. Now, I've talked about this. You know, after the pandemic happened, there was a massive amount of all these vehicles that popped up. And very strange. Very strange. There's a house down here on Chrysler. It had like 4 or 5 brand new vehicles that all popped up in the driveway without like out-of-town tags on them. And I wonder what that all went to. They're still sitting up there. Years later, they're still sitting up there. I wonder what they're waiting for. I don't know. And then we had another one over here that was sitting. See, in Kansas City, Missouri, in Independence Place, Jackson County Sheriff, nobody can do anything about this. This is weird. Because, but, you know, maybe if somebody, like I say, definitely this next week, I'm going to see if I can contact up in Washington, D.C. and talk to them about these homeless here and see what they might be able to do here in Kansas City. Because this is not good. And see, they have spotters. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. This is 1:30 a.m. in the morning, guys. This isn't, I mean, come on. I mean, it's like, oh, we can't figure this out. Yeah, BS. Come on. So, okay, let's go on from here. So they're still up here, these other vehicles, and, you know, but they like you say, they're not all bunched together here right now. So hold on. All right, guys, so this is the Amico building. And this is that other building, whatever this other building is here. And there's several homeless. One was halfway stripped down. Looked like it was taking a sweat bath or something out here. I mean, that's just lovely, ain't it, man? That's just lovely. But I'm going to show some more here. But I want to, like I say, unbelievable. But we're not done yet. We got a long way to go. So hold on. All right. So we still got homeless all over the place. But there's look like a black lady. And this is kind of eye-catching. She had looked like a red, kind of like cowboy hat on. Let's see if I can, let's see. It's kind of blurred here, but let's see if I can slow this down. Well, you can at least see it. Let's see here if I can darken this down a little bit so you guys can. And I'll see if I can bring this in a little bit. Well, you can see, you can't see that. You can see that she's red. And she had, like I say, and she had a cowboy hat on. And I just, at 1:30 a.m. in the morning, yeah. Man, what are they doing up here at Sinclair? Well, this is Independence, what I've been told. And I talked to Kansas City, Missouri. I actually spent a whole hour on the phone talking to them. And talking about what was going on over here. And then they referred me to Independence. Oh, that's the Independence area. Isn't it nice how Independence, Kansas City, Missouri passed the buck back and forth on this stuff? My father, like I said, he ran a whole bunch of convenience stores and filling station. One of the stations that they had, actually, one time, one of them caught on fire. And Kansas City, Missouri, and Independence got into an argument about whose area it was. It burnt down. The firefighter, it burnt down. Oh, yeah. True story, man. Now, hold on. All right, guys. So here's that great blue view. Now, it looks like it's nothing going on. But that's not the case at all. Now, there's about 25 cars to 30 cars on the back side of this Blue View shopping center. This is around 1:30 to 1:45 a.m. in the morning. And they have a lookout on the front of this. Now they got a haircutting place in here and a little law office and all that. Well, what are they doing? They got a big racket going on here. You see this right here? You see where that is a white vehicle. And it's just sitting there. Another lookout, I guess. But what really amazed me about this, some of the cars that are booming and going up and down the street, some of them have stickers. They have stickers in the windows. They have certain things that identify them, okay? And you can see that sitting there. Well, now, what do they need to have somebody up here at 1:30 a.m. in the morning? Now, this area where this one's sitting, it's vacant. This used to be like some kind of thrift deal, and nobody could make it there. I wonder why. I mean, come on. It looks like, I don't know what. But this is a joke. So I'm going to show this from the back side, from the back, because my back dash cam caught it better. But I'm going to turn down here, okay? We're going to go around this. And unbelievable. As you can see the vehicle sitting over there. It's 1:30 to 1:45 a.m. in the morning. Very, very sad about this way that this area has been done here. Now, hold on, guys. Let me turn here and let me get it on the back side. Hold on. Okay, guys. So we're going to play this. Let me just make sure I get the speed down, turn down here. And I'm going to try to turn this up just a little bit on the lighting. You guys can see it. Let's do about 24, 124 in that. All right. So what you're seeing is the back side across from the other Blue View. Or I guess Blue View, I don't know if they own both sides or not. That's where that massage parlor and other stuff is on the other side. So I'm going down the side street. We're going to turn up this other street. Now, here you can see the side of the building right here. And actually, it used to be an old A&P. Like I say, I've been out here a long time. But, and all these other ones that are moving the drugs and doing other the bad things, they're hoping that, they can get away with all of it. People don't, So let me get this, make sure it's bright enough for you guys here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now some of these vehicles, some of these are ones that go up, boom. Some of them have witchcraft like stickers on them. And I know these are exactly the ones that go up and down the street here at Boom. And there was even one that was a gray one over here. One of the, not a witchcraft deal, a little symbol on it. But, okay, so we got this. We got more. Look at this. So they're partying up here. Now, I had a Jewish lady that stopped by one day. Now, this was a few years back. And she told me that some of this problem from the drugs and other stuff was coming from Blue View up here. Well, I'm getting to think she was right. Because when I start to see this, and you can see there's cars on the back side parked in here too. Now, this is something that's reoccurring because, like I say, it was probably about a week ago or two. There was a whole nother amount of them sitting back here. And that's just crazy. Look at this. Well, isn't that interesting? I mean, look at all the cars here. Like I say, I didn't miss it. This is about probably 30 or 40 there at least. But this car, see this gray one here? Oh, it goes up and down, revs and stuff and everything else. Oh, I knew this one right off the bat. And I thought, man, all this kind of falls together after a while on some of this. Look at this. God can't see Missouri missing out on going after him or, I wonder how much money they're getting paid here. I know this is supposed to be like a wedding deal, but I don't think this was just a wedding deal or like a venue where they have their parties. Well, parties, what are they doing? Are they having to run back and forth 100 times to get booze or get drugs? I was, a long time back, I was married to a German. And Germans all like to get together. Oh, God, they like to get together every weekend. And what's really interesting about all this stuff is like they'd rent places out. But you had to be out of there at a certain time. And, at certain places you couldn't have liquor. Other places you could. But this is a little bit more than that. And I just wonder, a lot of people go to rent out a Catholic church, because if you rent out a Catholic church, about wine and stuff, then you can have, there's a lot of them you can have liquor at them and stuff, if you rent out their facility there. But I was just thinking, I thought, well, now this is it. Like I say, between 1:30 and 1:45 a.m. in the morning. So isn't that interesting? Man, I don't know. Well, that's where a lot of the cars are going too. So some way this is all tied together. And I wonder who, when they bought this, there's those deals here to rent the places, who actually bought this building. I remember seeing a couple pretty fancy vehicles up here. One white gentleman, one Latino gentleman sitting up there. And I just wonder who bought this up here at Blue View. Oh, yeah, I don't want to forget this. Now, there was a gasoline transport truck dropping, which isn't abnormal. Gasoline transport trucks drop all the time. They usually have keys to facilities to do that. But what I was going to say, in my frontal view, there was a vehicle that was sitting off to the side over here, sitting across from Blue View too, watching. Now, why do you have to have so many spotters, unless there's something else going on? And as you can see here, that vehicle is still sitting there. Let's see if I can bring this in. I'll have to, it's probably going to glare it more, but see if I'm going to bump it up a little bit more, see if we can. You can see it right there. So what are they doing? What's going on here? And are they, what are they doing? What gets to me, they're making like 100 trips up and down the street. I mean, for what? They forgot to buy their booze. They forgot to get their drugs. I don't know, but that's crazy. That is crazy. So hold on. Okay, guys, I wanted to show this. This is from Thursday. And what you're looking at is homeless here. And this was funky. They were all over. They were up here on 40 Highway. Maybe the Highway Patrol could come up and check these if Independence or Kansas City, Missouri can't. Because it just, I don't know, man. I mean, let's see if I can bring this in just a little bit brighter, too. I don't want to get it too bright because it'll glare. Okay, let's see. So we got one homeless here. There was another one that was up there in front on Conoco. But I'm going to go on down here. And this guy, he's panhandling. So you can see right there. But then there's some real funky stuff. You see that white vehicle? Man, doesn't that look kind of familiar? Now, these vehicles, some of these, I don't know what they're moving. I guess they're moving the drugs because they're moving something. Maybe they're moving guns or something. Oh, hey, well, who knows? Maybe the police should take a look at this. But I'm going to show some of these vehicles making these U-turns. Now, we don't live in Central America. We don't live down in Mexico and Tijuana. And this stuff, the way they're driving is way sporadic, too, on top of it. But I want to show this. But, I mean, it's like a third world country. They're making it like a third world country. So, okay, we got the white vehicle over here. If we can't see the other vehicle, I'll show it in a second. It's off to my right here, too. It's going to do a weird thing, man. And crazy stuff. I mean, crazy stuff. See if I can, I only got so much time, so let me speed this up, okay. So it's going to go on. So let's look over here at this side over here then. So what was it doing? Now watch this vehicle. It's going to it's going to U-turn. This one over here to the right here, as you can see my cursor. And this is another really crazy deal. I mean, I don't know. Watch. I've lived here my entire life. I mean, I've seen people make U-turns, but not stuff like this. This is like a constant over and over and over again. So they got to be moving something. Come on. I don't know. So let's wait. There we go. Oh, yeah. Crazy stuff. Now, hold on, guys. So I had to go over to Walgreens, and I came back, okay? And we got one over here. Hold on just a second. Let me freeze this. Freezed it right when that car was going in front of it. Go back here a little bit. Okay. So we got a woman over here. It's homeless, pushing one. And then we got looks like got one over here. And I don't know if this guy, if he was in a wheelchair or bike or something. I can't remember. Let's see if we can see this. But what's interesting, and we got one there, two. Okay, so we got to have the gal, two, three, and where did the guy go? Like I said, is it on the bike or on a wheelchair? Well, there's the bike right there. So yeah, they're up here on 40 highway, main drag, a highway, and they're panhandling. Something to be aware of. Come in here to Kansas City. So hold on, guys. So we're not done yet. I'm going to get on. I want to talk about this for a second too. I get over to Walgreens, and there's some more homeless. You know there was homeless that hung out there back where old Kmart was. But this really where it gets really weird. There's a guy and a gal over here, and this gal acts like she's homeless. They're both homeless, but they're in a car. And I was just thinking, so many guys get attacked by these gals that are out there, whether they're doing the prostitution or not. But then there's other people also lying in the background waiting to rob these other guys and stuff. And this is what this looked like. And let me just, but this gal, what got to me about this? This gal looked like she's got some problems. I mean, she needs to be on medicine. Her face, she was shaking, okay? She was shaking. Now, I listen to a lot of different YouTube, like, channels and stuff. I monitor them all. And there was one YouTube channel that was going on about, about this deal, about, what Trump signed in. But some of these people would be better off helped on medicine, and if they could be out in society, or if they can't function on their own. I mean, I've seen people out in the rain, and there's just nothing they can do, and that's crazy. I mean, they'd be a lot better off in a dry place where they get 3 meals a day and stuff. But see this white vehicle here? There's a guy in it. And this guy's watching this gal. They're together. And actually, when I come back out of Walgreens, this car had moved over to the other side over here. And she was still over. So she's like a bait, waiting for some guy to see if some guy will pick her up. So if you're a guy out there, young or old, you might want to watch out for these people. And the YouTube guy that was talking about all this that thought the Trump deal was a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think we need to get these people off the streets, and the ones that can function in society and then be on some medicine, no problem. But and then you don't know if this guy is abusing this gal even. And what a joke. And this is Independence over here. This is Walgreens and Independence. And then I had another gal, as you can see. Let me show you something else. There was another homeless person that was up here, but I had another gal that come up to me asking me for money. Gal was probably, I don't know, 50, 60 years old, and she looked like she was clean cut and everything. And some of these people are working in conjunction with one another. Okay? Not good, guys. But this is something to be aware of. And, I mean, you don't know if this guy's pimping this gal out or not. You don't know if they're together in a sense like, they're, girlfriend and boyfriend or husband and wife, and he's pimping her out. Who knows? Let's just be honest here. Let's just look at what this is. So, not good. Not good. Now, hold on. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to show a few pictures here, too. Why I was at Walgreens? Well, there was a little boy that almost got crunched at the Kansas City Zoo. And there's an old gate over there by the orangutans where it goes in and out. It doesn't have any electric eye or nothing on it. I was looking today when I walked the zoo over there by the lions. The new one over there even says it could cause injury and death, but it actually has a sensors on it. But the ones over there by the orangutan don't. And I went to get one of the ladies at the zoo. I snapped some basically out of my video on my phone going, and I told her about it, but I couldn't get it to stop. So I took some solid snapshots of the gate being open. The gate was open, nobody was around there, and then it showed it halfway closing, and then it showed the little boy almost getting crunched by the gate. And just a couple weeks before that, I think it was about July 8th, there was a whole bunch of volunteer kids, little kids there, that were laying up against the gate and had their legs even on the chain. I even gave her a picture of that and stuff. So that's why I was at Walgreens. It wasn't, I go every day. I go all over this whole entire city in different places. And I run across lots of different things. And that's what I'm going to show next here. But like I say, to some of the ones out there that think this is a safe thing about these people that have mental illness, I want you guys to see this picture here. And I'm going to show some other ones here. But this gal was over here, went inside Wendy's, was looking for the manager, never got a hold of the manager, thank God, because she had a makeshift machete in her hand here in Independence. Well, that's okay. I mean, it's just Independence, right? It's just Kansas City, Missouri. But I'm going to show some other ones here, so hold on. All right, guys, I'm back. I got a few of these photos. But this, like you say, this lady was never stopped by the Independence Police. And she even almost busted the window out at Wendy's. So, I mean, that's what you have to look forward to here. Now, what about this guy? This guy, like I say, I mean, doesn't he look like he might need some help? I mean, do we really want people like this running around without no assistance? I mean, this guy might be able to do things. I mean, maybe if he's on some medication. You never know. And here's Sinclair. This is a deal that, supposedly, like I say, I contacted Independent Zoning, and they were living out of down there. So I guess you can just go out there to Sinclair Station if you're homeless, and it's a place here in Independence to hang out here. This is solid photos. These are photos here of Independence, Missouri, and Kansas City, Missouri. So, hold on, guys. All right, guys. What you're looking here is between Amico and that gaming building and stuff on down up there. And these two people, luckily it's a silhouette of them because they were doing it in between the alleyway. I mean, you can kind of see that there. These two ladies were standing up against the building. Like I say, there's about 9 ladies that were around this building. And this was way in the morning hours. Here's with several of them that was back behind, basically, Amico there. I think you can tell that these are women. I mean, this gal right here is pretty well endowed, and she didn't have much on either. I mean, it doesn't take much. They were all in skirts too, guys. Now, hold on. This is another photo in front of Amico, real late at night. This was a lady that was over here. Like I say, I mean, this was in the daytime. This was in the afternoon in the daytime, just a few days ago. Now look at this. And then, what's King of Kansas City's helping these people? I mean, that's not helping. But like I say, then what about the ones that are mentally ill? This black gentleman here was going around pointing his finger out like he was shooting people. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that this all needs to be looked at here in Kansas City and Independence here. And this also didn't look too great, too. This sat out here for I don't know how long, up here by Big Boys across from O'Reilly's there, guys. A couple other things from the past here I want you guys to see. Do you think this guy that's sitting in trash is playing with a full deck? You don't think he might need a little bit of help because he thinks that's okay? I don't know. Not good. Well, anyway, guys, keep your eyes open and stay safe out there.